On to our top stories. Transport regulators are allowing provincial buses with point-to-point routes to resume operations. But a bus operators group says not all their members can resume trips due to lack of passengers. Let's bring in our Rex Remitio for more. He's joining us live from Cubao in Quezon City. Rex, can you tell us more about LTFRB's new policy?
Well, we have yet to see a surge in passengers going to provinces, or at least provincial buses waiting for them. Transport regulators have yet to release its implementing guidelines for provincial buses. A while ago, I talked to Alex Yage of the Provincial Bus Operators Association of the Philippines, and he is saying that 14 more provincial routes will be reopened on top of 36 that have been operating. These are from Metro Manila to specific towns in Luzon that earlier allowed provincial bus trips. Among them are in Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Ecija, Bulacan, Pampanga, Laguna, and Batangas. If you're planning to go to any of these areas, you must follow the 7 commandments for commuters. You must wear the proper face mask and shield. You cannot talk nor eat while inside the bus. Bus operators must ensure adequate ventilation as well as frequent and proper disinfection of the bus. Plastic dividers must be put between passengers and make sure none of them has COVID symptoms. Operators assure they're following these guidelines and that their units are in good shape. But before riding the bus, you must first prepare the necessary requirements and documents. You must get a travel pass from the police, a negative test result certificate, and any government ID. Book your ticket 48 hours before the trip and secure an employment certificate if you're going there for work purposes. You also need to sign a waiver stating you're willing to be quarantined if you're found to have signs of COVID-19. Bus operators, however, say the LTFRB's new policy doesn't mean there will be enough trips to these places. The group's president, Alex Yage, says some operators have reduced the number of available buses since there are only a few passengers in some areas. Out of the 800 bus units operating in 50 routes all over the country, only half are having trips.
Very minimal ang buses na nag-ooperate dyan. Siguro less than around 800 buses dyan ang affected dyan. And most of them are not operating because yung route na nakuha nila, yung volume ng passengers is still very, very low.
That's why they're now appealing to more local governments to allow more bus trips from Metro Manila. They're saying that this will prevent passengers from riding illegal colorum vehicles. Back to you.
Rex, what kind of government support do they need so that they can survive this crisis?
They're following up on the 6,500 peso subsidy that they say they ought to get from the Bayanihan 2 or the Bayanihan to Recover as one act. They're also appealing to local governments in the middle of these routes to allow them to pick up and drop off passengers. And they're also asking transport regulators to at least waive for now the supervision fee, the registration fee, and the premiums for insurance of passengers. Sam.
Rex Remitio there reporting.